Hey friends, TUXX here. I'm going to talk about something I haven't talked about before on this channel, but I have done a number of times. And that's like giving your earbuds, your in-ear monitors, a little gift, a little something extra, okay? Doing an upgrade. And one upgrade, which I'd highly recommend, especially for less expensive in-ear monitors, would be replacing the cables. Okay, so here we have replacement cables. I've used these before. These are not real expensive. These are from QKZ Audio, and this is a high grade or higher grade replacement cable than the original cable that comes with a lot of the in-ear monitors, okay, especially the less expensive, under $100 type ones, okay? So this is something which can actually give your current in-ear monitors a little boost, you know, give them a little something extra and make them sound even better, you know, than before, okay? So this is how it comes. This is the box. I will have a link for this down below, or a recommended brand for you, okay? And we'll go ahead and open this up. You can see it's very giftable. I like the package. It kind of, you know, shows everything. Talks about silver-plated upgrade wire, okay? And silver wire is definitely good for conducting electricity and for audio transmission. So it's something that a lot of companies do recommend, and it is good for value as well. Okay, let's go ahead and pop this open here. This is very tight. Okay, I might have to use my scissors again here. Very, very tight. There we go. Give this a little cutty. There you go. Oops. Wow, I cannot get this opened. All right, so here we are. We'll cut the inside stickers. Looks like there's a sticker of some kind, maybe. Let's see here. All right, there we go. Okay, so opening the box. First off, we are greeted with a little thank you, so that's really nice. Nice little touch. QKZ, Future of Audio. So pretty cool. We'll pop this open. A little touch they didn't have to do, but they did. And inside here, you'll see we have some very cool cables. Let's go ahead and open up the little plastic bag. Looks like they're lovingly packed. In fact, I'm not going to reuse this bag. I'm just going to put them right into use. So there's no sense in being gentle about this process. And here we have these particular cable sets. So you can see this has a very nice, high quality end, maybe a little bigger. You can see they're a little bigger, a little better quality than like your standard value in-ear monitor end. This, of course, 3.5 we're talking about here. Very durable, and it does have a little rubber around the end here to keep from braiding and pulling, which is really nice. The cable does have a nice little middle part as well, and a little ball, so you can actually scrunch that up and scrunch that back. And that's something that you wouldn't find in a lot of value in-ear monitors when you first get them. So that's really cool. The wire is kind of semi-translucent here, so you kind of see through it. And the ends are very clear, so you can see through the ends as well. Has a nice kind of rubbery feel. Definitely a higher quality feel than the included one's very thick too, compared that to that, as you can see. Okay, just to show you as an example, not all in-ear monitors are changeable. The vast majority of them are, though. But here's an example, probably my only example of my only example of ones I have that don't actually pull off. So you can see this one here is solid one piece. This is not really pull off. It's solid, okay? But most in-ear monitors, in fact, these we'll just kind of throw to the side there, okay? Here is another pair of ones I use, and these ones here, you can see they do pull off. Okay, so they're interchangeable. So you can pretty clearly see the ones that do pull off, and those you can just easily pull off this like this. Keep these little bad boys. This will kind of throw to the side. That's the base cable that came with it. Now we're going to install this better cable here with it, and this just kind of slides right on. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to plug this into my Sony NWA 306. In fact, let me unplug this, and I'm going to listen to some music, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I had a chance to listen to some songs. Actually, I ended up using two different MP3 DAT players because I wanted to compare the sound quality in both of them just to make sure it wasn't a thing. Because I did notice when you switch to silver cables, I felt like the highs were projected a little bit more, just a tad more. I can notice it, you know. So if you do have a customized EQ or certain settings just right, you may have to adjust your EQ and whatever DAP you're listening to get it just right again, you know, because cables can affect the overall sound. Now, with that being said, the sound quality was excellent. I'd highly recommend them, both in, you know, quality of audio transmitted to your ear holes, to also just the general comfortableness and acoustics of, you know, wearing this, like the visual, like composition, like the feng shui for your, you know, personal audio that you carry with you. It was a perfect length. So I like the way it wasn't too long. Like sometimes cables are like, they try and be generous with the cables and they give you all this extra length, but it just kind of gets in the way. But this was a really nice length to actually get from, you know, your hands up to your ears, you know, and it was really nice. And the cord felt really soft and nice too, you know. So I know the quality of the feel of the cord, some people might say, oh, that's not important, but you know, it kind of is, because it's rubbing against your neck, against your ear, you know, and you want to have a comfortable listening experience, you know, so it's really good. Now, these particular budget in-ear monitors I was using, I've reviewed these before in the past, and they sound pretty good, but I wish I had the ones which I reviewed just like a week or two ago, which I could not find for this review, darn it. They're somewhere in one of my backpacks, so I will probably try these out with other in-ear monitors as well, including, I really like the Surfans in-ear monitors as well, which I've reviewed on this channel going back, and I've taken on a lot of trips. In fact, that's probably my go-to pair of in-ear monitors I take with me is the Surfans. They're a great value, and I'll put a link for those down below too. If you're looking for a good, you know, under $100, more like, you know, $60, $70 pair of in-ear monitors are a good way to go, you know. But I've reviewed a lot of different ones, and I have more reviews coming up on this channel because I'm trying to find the perfect pair of, you know, in-ear monitors, both for a budget and also for a little more expensive taste, you know, so if you have the extra money to blow on it. But either way, having a nice set of silver cables, you know, for your in-ear monitors is a great idea. And it's kind of like, you know, just a nice little extra touch, you know, it's kind of like putting, you know, better spark plug wires in your expensive car or something, you know, like you want to, you know, make sure you have all the components really good. And even if you have a great music file, like a DSF file, a great music player, like the Sony NWA 306 or the Austrian Kern or one of the other adapters I use, you know, and, you know, headphones at work, like if the cable's bad, you know, it's not going to help you. And if lots of times the cables that come with in-ear monitors, if it comes with cables, if it has pack-in cables, they're probably not the best quality. So buying an aftermarket set of in-ear monitor cables, I'm getting totally tongue here, guys, is a great idea. Okay, to recap, buying aftermarket cables for your in-ear monitors are a great way of showing a little love to those in-ear monitors, you know, and it's a great way of actually expressing, you know, that you care enough about your audio that you're actually getting aftermarket wires, because if you did get in-ear monitors with wires, they're probably of lesser quality. They're probably not bad, you know, depending upon the brand and the price and everything else of the in-ear monitors, but aftermarket cables are always a great idea. And one thing which I'm looking for, if any of you guys out there see yellow ones, I would love to get yellow cabled in-ear monitor wires to go with my yellow NWA 306 pack, you know, my little case, my cord. It would be great to have yellow in-ear monitor wires, okay? So that's something I am personally looking for, okay? But these really do sound great. If you're looking for some good aftermarket wires, these QKZ audio wires are really good. They're comfortable, they sound great, and the only downside is you might have to adjust your EQ settings just a little bit, okay? All right, friends, I want to thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions about in-ear monitors, DAPs, cables, let me know in the comments below, or shoot me an email to tuxtoys@gmail.com. You know I'm here to help, okay? All right, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Click the link.